Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 36th part of What If Deku Was Sanji's Reincarnation, My Heroes Reborn. The author of this great fanfic is Emily. Links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 36, Mall Brawl. One of the levels Bakugo sighed. Even if it was on better terms with Izuku, he still knew he had to be a better person. Which meant trying to get along with his classmates. They don't want me to be here. Bakugo growled out Kirishima. Well, I don't think the class gets your thing with Midoriya, said Kirishima. They weren't sure how to put it after all. After all, having a similar relationship to someone from his past life was quite the explantation. Why did I even agree to this? Muttered Bakugo. Hey, come on, it's not that bad, said Kirishima. That was when Bakugo noticed something in the corner of his eye. He saw downstairs the situation with Shigaraki. What's going on? Asked Kirishima. Then he saw and could tell something was wrong. Seriously, Deku? Growled out Bakugo. Back on the ground floor. Izuku was sweating. How am I going to get out of this? He thought. There wasn't much he could do. But then a thought hit him. If I could use that move like Conqueror's Haki, then maybe. Thought Izuku. That was when he realized something. I have no idea how to use it. Thought Izuku. After all, the last time he used it in the heat of the moment and wasn't in the right state of mind. So he had no idea how he even used it in the first place. Now don't do anything rash, said Shigaraki. That goes for the two of you too. That was when another idea hit Izuku. He reached into his pocket. Don't grab your cell phone, said Shigaraki. I'm just grabbing a toothpick. I chew on one when I'm stressed, said Izuku, slipping into Sanji mode. Whatever, said Shigaraki. What Shigaraki didn't know that Izuku was keeping the tracker in the same pocket as his toothpicks. He pushed the emergency beacon button and then grabbed the toothpick. Izuku looked at Achiko and Mashireo as if saying, it's going to be fine. In a store selling bags, both Momo and Kyoka heard beeping from Momo's pocket. What's that? Asked Kyoka. Momo paled and took out the transceivers from her pocket. She saw it was Izuku who hit it. There were also two other dots showing that Achiko and Mashireo were in close proximity to him. It's a transceiver to keep track of Mashireo, said Momo. It has an emergency beacon. What happened to him? Asked Kyoka. Something happened to Izuku. We all have access to the emergency beacon, said Momo, shaking. He wouldn't push the button unless he had to. Kyoka knew that something was going on. Back with Izuku's group. You know, you should really calm down and wipe that look off your face, said Shigaraki. I'm just a fan. That's getting way too touchy, said Mashireo. That might be, said Shigaraki, but that doesn't matter once I have all 5 fingers on him. Just one touch and the first thing to go is his throat. Even with all that power, heroes will come, said Achiko. I don't doubt that, but look at all these people. Any one of them could start a massacre. Yet they won't. They're all smiling, because they think they're safe. Thinking they have the same morals as them. After you I could kill these two followed by everyone around here. I could 20 or 30 or even more before a pro could show up. You just want to talk, right? Asked Izuku, trying not to look scared. Exactly, said Shigaraki, and of course you two should listen too, unless you want him. We'll come, said Achiko. Good, said Shigaraki. The 4 of them sat on a bench. Then it got, awkward, as the teens were not expecting this. So basically I hate everything, said Shigaraki, but what really irks me lately is the hero killer. I thought he's part of your group, said Izuku. No, that's what the media thinks, said Shigaraki. The attack on UA, the Nomus I set on Hosu. It's the hero killer, he upstaged all of it. Why is that? All he really did was try to get rid of things he didn't like. What do you think the difference is between us? Nearby, Bakugo and Kirishima had gotten to the ground floor. What is that idiot doing? Asked Bakugo. Wait, is that the guy from the USJ? Asked Kirishima. What? Asked Bakugo. They looked at him. Although he wasn't wearing hands, they did see he had the same hair. Bakugo was ready to attack, however someone grabbed him. It was Ida. We can't make a scene, said Ida. What? Yelled Bakugo. He has a disintegration quirk, said Ida. That's why he hasn't done anything to fight him off. How do you know that? Asked Bakugo. He has something in case of emergencies, said Ida. I've been getting updates from it. Bakugo gritted his teeth. Mr. Aizawa and Mr. Kinzoku should know what's going on, said Ida. Mr. Kinzoku? Asked Kirishima. Orchestra rave, said Ida, realizing that most of the class knew him either hero name or given named, and maybe to a lesser extent the idiot. Who knows when he'll get here? Muttered Bakugo. Ida's eye twitched. What's wrong? Said Kirishima. Nothing, said Ida. Flashback. Ida was looking through the store when he heard his transceiver go off. He took it out. He saw that it was Izuku who sent it out and that it was showing that Achiko and Mashireo was with him. He realized something and decided to press the Aiko button. It's real and Izuku's in trouble, said Aiko almost immediately. What's going on? Asked Ida. A villain with a type of disintegration quirk is holding him hostage, along with Achiko and Mashireo, said Aiko. I'm listening in the whole thing and Hibiki's on the way with some other help, but it's perhaps best to keep an eye on things. Ida nodded. By the way, if Bakugo asks you, I don't exist, said Aiko. What? Asked Ida. I have my reasons, and they're perfectly legal, said Aiko. Anyways, ask me another time. We need as many eyes on this as possible in case something goes south. I know you don't want to actually get involved after Hosu, but Izuku's your friend and even the smallest thing will help. Ida sighed when she said that but knew she had a point. End of flashback. I don't know why I'm agreeing to keep Aiko a secret from Bakugo, however, thought Ida, which was why his eye was twitching. He did look through the crowd. He saw Momo and Kyoka nearby, along with Toru and Mina not too far away from them, with Izuku's group. Are you asking me because of my past life? Asked Izuku. The two worlds were completely different. It's as different as night and day. It doesn't matter why I'm asking you, but you are smart and your past life helps, said Shigaraki. Achiko, who was sitting next to help, held out her hand and he took it. I don't get you. In my past life I was a criminal, but everything we did we had a reason for it, said Izuku. He wanted to add in money, but it wasn't a good idea at the moment. You just want to cause destruction because you don't like things. But with the hero killer, I kind of get him, said Izuku. He was inspired by All Might just like I was. And even though I'll never agree with his methods, I get it. He doesn't destroy things because it sounds fun or because he hates things, like you do. Before he could continue, Hitoshi, yelled a voice. They all looked over to whoever yelled it. It was a rather petite woman. She was wearing a pair of sunglasses and a floppy hat so they couldn't see much her hair. She walked over. How could you ditch me like that? Yelled the woman. We were supposed to go out on a date. And you ditched me because of your celebrity obsession. What? Said Shigaraki, who was extremely confused. You must have heard about my breakups, didn't you? Yelled the woman. You set one fire and it haunts you for life. Damn it. Said Shigaraki. Okay. It was 5 fires. Yelled the woman, but it doesn't excuse you standing me up. You have the wrong person, said Shigaraki. Mommy, Why is that lady screaming at him? Said a little boy. Look away, sweetie, said the mother of the boy. I get it. It's awesome hanging out with celebrities. But I've seen your shrines. We both have issues. Even after I accidentally broke my last boyfriend's arm. Which, by the way, wasn't the reason why we broke up. We broke up because he was an idiot, also because I also broke his leg. I broke both his arm and leg, okay. A man walked past the woman, shielding his eyes, mumbling, just avoid eye contact, avoid the eye contact. I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not your boyfriend. Yelled Shigaraki. You're breaking up. With me. Yelled the woman, I should have known. Said Achiko. That was when she saw something in the corner of her eye, something scurrying. She looked at it, and it was some kind of robotic hand, running with its fingers towards Shigaraki. And not only that, but she recognized the robotic hand itself. Wait, is that? Thought Achiko. Much the people nearby started to leave, not everyone, but quite a few. With Mina and Toru, they noticed it. No one wants to deal with a crazy lady. Sighed Mina. It's all an act though. Said Toru. What? Asked Mina. Kind of it's complicated. Said Toru. Wait, do you know her? Asked Mina. Toru just stood there. Are you nodding? Asked Mina. I'm nodding. Said Toru. Meanwhile the woman connived to make a scene. Of course you break up in front of the cinnamon roll. Yelled the woman, you're making him nervous too. Look at him. That was the robot hand was about to grab Shigaraki's hand. You know I didn't recognize you at first. Said Shigaraki, that was a great diversion though. He managed to grab the robot hand with the hand he wasn't holding Izuku with. He looked at the robotic hand. I heard you two were best friends. Muttered Shigaraki, should have known. Wait. Said Izuku. Great. Muttered the woman. You called for help. Said Shigaraki. Izuku looked at the hand and recognized it as the gauntlets that Hibiki wore. Nice try. Said Shigaraki. He designated the robotic hand. Then grabbed Mashireo's arm, holding it the same way as Izuku's neck. Tell me, Crystal Harmony, how does it feel you made things worse? Said Shigaraki. The woman who was indeed Yuzu began to sweat. Let him go. Growled Izuku. That was when a power exploded from him. Much like during the sports festival, a wave erupted out of him, briefly turning the air blue. Shigaraki was so shocked that they let go of both of them. Achiko, Mashireo and Yuzu were also shocked by this, but that wasn't the worst of it. Any bystander who decided to not leave because of Yuzu's crazy act all passed out. The only people conscious in the area the wave hit were their classmates, but even they were affected by it. I'm sorry. Yelled Izuku. Then he remembered that he had to get out of there. He grabbed both Achiko and Mashireo's arms and got them away from Shigaraki. Deku. Said Achiko, who was shaking a little. I'll explain as best I can later. Said Izuku. However, Shigaraki was recovering and started laughing. I think I get it. Laughed Shigaraki. Yuzu also recovered and created a large shield. Stand behind me. Said Yuzu. It's all about All Might. Said Shigaraki, it's always been All Might. He's the reason why they're all smiling. And if I take him down, then it will crumble. Izuku glared at Shigaraki. Thank you, Midoriya. I finally figured it out. Said Shigaraki. You really think that you can get away though? Said a voice. Shigaraki turned around and saw it was Hibiki. He wasn't wearing his hero costume but instead of a casual t-shirt and jeans, but he did have his visor and headphones around his neck in case he had to fight. Shigaraki looked at Hibiki, then back at Yuzu, who took out a can of Pringles, ready to shotgun it. He knew that this was a bad situation with two pros. and one of them being Orchestra Rave. But he decided to take his chances. He managed to run off into the crowd that was gathering to see what was going on. If there wasn't a whole crowd of people knocked out, I'd follow him, muttered Orchestra Rave. I'm sorry, cried Izuku. What fuck did you do? Yelled Bakugo. I'm not sure, cried Izuku, who was too freaked out to fight with him. Is everyone conscious all right? Asked Hibiki. I think so, said Kyoka. I'm recovering, said Ida. That was crazy, said Mina. We'll just chalk it up as a past life ability you have, said Hibiki. Izuku nodded. You're lucky you got so many past life abilities. All I got was baggage, muttered Yuzu. No, that's not true. I've seen you transform into a rage monster so many times thanks to your past life abilities, said Hibiki, trying to bring levity. Yuzu created a golf ball-sized crystal and threw it at Hibiki's head. We could use everyone's help here, said Hibiki, rubbing where the crystal hit him, because this is a mess. You heard them, kids. Figure out how to clean this up, yelled Yuzu. Is she a pro? Asked Kirishima. I believe so, said Ida. Said Achiko. We were hanging out for the day, sighed Hibiki. Then I got the distress call. Oh, that makes sense, said Achiko. Thankfully, everyone who had passed out was fine. Unfortunately, Shigaraki got away. Not only that, but they had to temporarily shut down the mall. Izuku was questioned by a detective. I'm sorry about what happened, said Izuku. It's all right, said detective. It sounds like it's something you don't have control over. And from what I heard, it's fine. Izuku sighed. If everyone hadn't passed out, then we might have gotten him. But you were calm and there were lives on the line. You made sure that neither your friends or anyone got hurt. A friend of mine told me a lot about you, and you should feel proud about that, said the detective. Izuku still sighed. Once the interview was over, he escorted Izuku out of the station. He saw All Might in his true form walking towards him. All Might? I mean, said Izuku. Hey, The detective laughed. It's fine nose, laughed All Might. I never gotten the chance to introduce you to. I'm Detective Tsukachi, said the detective. I'm a good friend of All Might's. My friend on the force, said All Might. Also, I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you and the others. At least Hibiki and his friend was able to show up. Yeah, sighed Izuku. He looked at All Might. He wanted to ask something, but at the same time he already sort of knew the answer to the question he wanted to ask. That someone can't be there to save everyone, no matter how strong or powerful they were. Is something wrong? Asked All Might. No, it's fine, said Izuku. Izuku! Cried a voice. He turned and saw his mother. Mom! Said Izuku. I know you have the memories of an adult. But I was still worried. Cried Inko. I'm sorry, said Izuku, but I'm fine. Everything's okay? You don't have to cry. Izuku and Inko were taken home by one of the cops just to make sure they were safe. However, both Tsukachi and All Might were worried about the future. After all, there was some stuff the League of Villains could pull anytime soon. Even so, soon enough the semester ended, and with summer break, and hopefully summer break would be fun without any problems. Who are they kidding? Things were going to happen, especially with everything planned. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you want part 37. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.